Right. Import some motion data. Now, crucially, make sure there's a T-pose. So find a T-pose.dvh in your collection and copy it into wherever you want to get it from. So I'm going to use Icy Bones, I'll copy T-pose in there, select them all, open it up. This now imports all of the animations in one go. And your ultimate aim is to burn the key frames from the data into the skeleton itself. I'm having a lot of trouble getting it to work actually. And then you can, if you can get it to work, you can get it into Unity. And this is done using characters from Autodesk character generator. You can click new there and go through and build realistic looking people like I've got here, and then send off by clicking this thing, sends it to the cloud to build them for you, and you just download the zip. And I will talk in much more detail about this, but this is the third time I've recorded this tutorial for myself because I keep messing it up, and then I realise, well, what's the point in trying to do this if I'm not even getting it right? So I've got my character there, it's in the T-pose position. You click on characters, drag a character in, and you want your navigator window here. Now for some reason it doesn't work half the time. So you go in, you can click on character there, and then it brings up this window. Now you want to do the ragdoll physics style thing you do in Unity to match up the bones that are required here between the BVH and the skeleton. So expand this and drag the relevant ones in. Hip, head, abdomen, left thigh, left shin, left foot, right thigh, right shin, right foot, left arm, I'm going to use shoulder, forearm, hand, right arm, right shoulder. Oh, oops. It's very difficult this, especially when you're tired like I am. Extraordinarily tired right now. Right hand, left hand. Oh, so I've got the left hand wrong. And now you just should go through and check them briefly. Hip, left thigh, shin, foot, right thigh, shin, foot, abdomen, left shoulder, forearm, hand, right shoulder, forearm, hand, head. That's done. Click characterize. Now make sure he's definitely in the T position, which he is, otherwise this won't work. Click biped there. Click create. FKIK. Hide this window for now. Now the animation, is it working yet? No. So to get this working, you have to do turn off the control rig, and now you can see the animation is actually working. Now bake plot to control rig. So what this does is copies the keyframes to the control rig. Click on the dots, click plot all to take all of your animation. This takes a while, and if I actually get to publish this on YouTube, because I don't mess it up again for the third time running, one of the things I've been saying each time is that this is a carbon copy and a bad rip-off, not a carbon copy, of the CG Brothers tutorials on YouTube, which explain this properly, and I don't want to steal their thunder. This is me trying to do a couple of Unity specific steps, and the older video had a lot more in about the auto generator, this thing here, but there's really not a lot to say about that. It's so self-explanatory. Get over, get an account, make some people, bring them into here, do these steps, and then finally get it into Unity. The CG Brothers, which is spelled THE space CGBROS on YouTube. Look them up in Motion Builder and you'll find a smart, decent version of this. I'm going to pause this while this is happening. Okay, so that has finished baking all of the keyframes from all of my MAD data into the control rig now, which controls this thing, and you can see it's working. Now what we want to do is try and get this working on a real character. So the one from here I downloaded earlier, I downloaded a couple. Let's use this one, Crazy Blue Hippie Woman. So I don't know if you have to, but I'm just too afraid not to. I'm going to put the T pose on. Don't think you do, to be honest. And now what I'm going to do is drag in my character from here, which you can add the path by going add favorite path and go to your directory, which is, in my case is this one, models from Autodesk Online Creator. Now drag in the model, click FBX merge, no animation, click OK. She merges in as she comes in, very big, but that doesn't matter. Go down here, change this character here, first one to BVH. This is what I got from the CG Brothers, and it does work. Blue Woman. So that just so you can tell the difference of them. Now, what do you want to do is change the source for the Blue Woman to BVH, and this should actually be it. She's in the middle of the ground, but let's have a look. There you go. Is this going to work? Oh yes. That's quite amazing, isn't it? She is actually a really good model. They're better quality, lower poly, and better quality than the ones from DAS after you've decimated them. And sometimes you get the legs and the joints wrong, and that could be happening there. You can see her legs are very wide apart there, so to speak. And if you look at the actual model, the skeleton, actually that looks quite good. I might actually have got it right for once. Let's just have a look at a couple more animations. Applause. Yeah, well, it's not a very good animation, but I think it's working. Karate. Yeah, it's working basically. That's absolutely perfect. Look at the skeleton and look at her. So now we have this working. The tricky bit, or it's not tricky at all actually, what you have to do now is I think, if I don't mess it up here, now the final step is simply to bake to the skeleton. And this is what you need. Click plot all ticks to get it to actually work in Unity. I believe I did get it working earlier on, and there's a lot of crazy steps to this to master, which is why I'm trying to record this, so when I get stuck again I can just quickly look it up. And there'll be other people who are trying to take things from the character builder online to motion builder to Unity. And there's a lot of pipelines that I've tried, but this is today's 24-hour of madness pipeline, and I'm trying to stay awake until I can do it. And I've done it with DAS and all the other ones, Poser and stuff. But this one, it's got a lot of promise. I even tried Carrara, and that didn't really work properly. Make Human, I couldn't do a lot of these things. But this one is really good. It's taken a while, so I'm going to pause it again. Okay, I'm back. That took absolutely forever. Now the reason it took so long is because I've got absolutely tons of data in here, and the reason is because if it works, I just want to export tons of models, tons of animations, not just go through this process every time for one. I don't even see a simple way to save your project as it is. It's only able to save FBXs and stuff like that. It's weird. So it's like I can't get back to this state if I quit the program without work, as far as I can see, which is a bit odd. Anyway, this is the trick now. So the skeleton itself has got the keyframes burned into it. You go to save as, and I have a directory which I have already prepared. Oops, no, that's not the right path. For putting the FBX files in. Now I'm not putting them straight into Unity because it's going to produce a lot, and I only want to pick the ones that I like or whatever. So click, make sure I save one, take per file as take, don't take use take name. Okay, call it something like hippie woman and use the @ sign like that, because then the name of the animation will come after it anyway. Hit save, and then it'll go through a lot of these. I don't know what to turn on or off yet. At the moment I've just turned off them things. I've left on all the animations, and when I hit save, you can see it's going through them rapidly, and it's producing FBX files here, which should work nicely in Unity. Now this woman is about 7 meg, I think. Wait a sec. Yeah, 7 meg pretty much for her with an animation. Obviously, you can reuse the materials in Unity just once, so you don't have to have loads of them in and stuff. But no, I don't know what I was going to say there. Anyway, wait for this to finish, and then copy a handful into Unity, and we'll see if we can get them going. I'm going to pause it until this is done, because this will take a little bit of time, up to F. Okay, FBXs are made. Now I'm going to take a handful of them and hoy them into Unity, so to speak. I'm just going to take them because I don't want to wait forever. So now you go into your Unity directory, and I have a folder here called motionbuilder. I'll just copy them in there for now. And then when you go back to Unity, it will start generating metadata. Go on. Well, Unity sometimes starts importing early. Either that or it's just refreshing the assets. I'm going to pause that until Unity comes to life and has imported. Right, Unity is generating the FBX metadata right now. It's basically done. It's asking me to fix the normal maps, which is a good sign. Oh, did I click fix now, or did it just disappear? Which means actually accepting them as normal maps. I presume it will pick the correct shader actually. Let me pause once more while I wait for this. I can hardly move my mouse, so probably my recording is even messing up. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, Unity is back to life, and this is the game I'm working on. And this is a man I was testing earlier before I did this, so I'm just going to turn him off for now. Now I'm spread across 2 screens here, so I'm going to bring that back. Computer is struggling for some reason. Let me just check there's nothing destroying the CPU. There's always something. Bandicam and motionbuilder. Well, motionbuilder actually, if you iconify it, suddenly drops 30%, so do that. What the hell happened there? I turned something else off, haven't I? Right. Now we want to look for the hippie woman. Was it the hippie woman? Yes. Let me make a bit more space here. Of course, Unity is absolutely dog slow, but that's because my level is so big. what I'm going to do now is turn off some parts of my level just so it doesn't have to render these things. I don't need any of these. It's a great program, Unity, but it gets extremely slow when you're doing a lot. But that's understandable, I guess. Okay, a little bit faster. So let's find the hippie woman here. Click on all of these because actually I'm going to use Adventure Creator to do this. So I'm going to use the legacy type, which is basically all I know about at the moment in Adventure Creator. This tool is great for Mechanim too because they're FBX animations. They work brilliantly in Mechanim, I think. I'm just not that up on Mechanim yet. So apply that. Now we should be able to just click on one and see it play an animation now. That's good, you can select more than one. And there we go, look. She is an angry giant. Apologize. So if we bring let's say we bring her in to the game world and we lift her up. Now one of the problems with these things is that the loops are pretty bad, but if you use Adventure Creator you can kind of get around that because it can transition from one animation to another. Now I'm not sure if that's a standard Unity feature, I'm suspecting it is, but it's a damn good feature. So let me just quickly make a trigger, right, with Adventure Creator. So you go to Editors, Game Editor. That appears on the other screen for me, right? So I'll just go down here. I'll tick trigger, and I'll just call this trigger hippie woman test. I'll call her a hippie woman because she looks like a bit of a hippie in normal light. Right, so I've done that and I've added that, and now actually I want it to appear. There it is, there, that cube. But I want it to appear when I appear, and I appear above that and I fall through it. So I'm just going to copy the transform of the position of that one and paste it onto the new one, so it gets triggered alongside all my other ones. There you go. And then when that gets triggered, what I want to do is when running background on enter. Yeah, that detects the player, right? So I'm going to pause just for 5 seconds. And the first thing I'm going to do is make her an actual NPC. So go there, add the NPC script. Now you've got to get rid of the animations on her, I think. Otherwise it'll conflict with Adventure Creator. So you just set that one to none, then set that to 0, and take play automatically. In the NPC thing, click Legacy, and then just idle. Let's just say for now, apologizing is her idle animation, right? We'll leave the walk for now, just because we don't really need it. And we'll go back to our trigger. So if she's standing still, she's just going to be constantly apologizing. And then what I want to show is how we can get around the fact that that will be a nasty loop, because if at the moment she will apologize and that'll just, it won't loop properly. Well, I'll just demonstrate that rather than talk about it. Well, because most motion capture data you get doesn't actually have a proper loop, which kind of makes it useless. Even in Poser and stuff, trying to get them to sync up, which I can do just on Poser, but I certainly can't do it on Motion Builder yet. Although the CG brothers do mention that in their videos, so look them up, and it looks like they can get walk cycles and stuff going. But actually, walk cycles I can get from anywhere. I'm more bothered about animations of other things. And my game's taking a long time to load here, that's why I'm jabbering on. But so the fact of the matter is, a normal loop is a nightmare, because the woman will do something and then teleport back to where she was, and it just looks terrible. But if you chain it with other animations and sort of tween between them, even using legacy animations, sometimes it can look okay. And I'm going to pause this now because I'm waiting forever. Okay, so here is the character in my weird and wonderful game. Absolutely brilliant, eh? Absolutely astoundingly good quality. And this, obviously I've got weird light and stuff on, but she looks damn good. And as you can see, the the loop issue I was going on about is coming through there. But she goes into one T-pose, which is, I don't quite understand that actually. As the animation had that at the beginning. So let me check that. In fact, that was apologise. One. Oh, she doesn't have a T-pose in that. Oh, she does right at the end. Okay. Now I don't think that is supposed to be there actually. So let's just ignore that for the moment. Or we'll just check another one. I doubt there's a T-pose at the end of them all. Yeah, there's not. For some reason, that one has one. And the other clip we were going to try, let's just swap it for that one. Applause. Can't have one, presumably. That's a poor animation, applause. Oh no, that looks alright actually. I'm just going to see how it loops. Okay, so there is a noticeable issue there, which is what I'm trying to get around. Now I'm going to change the animations on her to that one, just because that T-pose is just going to confuse matters. And I'm going to show her with the light and effects off too, so you can actually see what she looks like. Well, the light is the other way, but as you can see, brilliant that. And now if you check the polygons, I've got my own little plug-in for that. Double click here. That's 2,500 polygons. That's insane. Polygons from DAS. Lots of the places I've been trying, so this is a good route for that reason. Now if I click on her and I just change that to applause, and I'm just going to put a walk in as well, just in case you don't need it. Right. So when I run this now, she will do the applause loop, and then what I'm going to do is with Adventure Creator, I'm going to try and go into another animation. And that will be the end of what I'm trying to demonstrate, which is basically take someone from the awesome online Autodesk generator, put them some motion on them in Motion Builder, and then get them into Unity and partially get around the looping issues with Adventure Creator. So that was the awkward loop. So the theory being that I can get around that with a transition from one to another. So I'm going to go to the trigger that starts her, and I'm going to go. I'm going to click on the action list editor, which is a Adventure Creator thing. This is great. So now I'm going to right click, add new action, character, animate. Now, as the character, I'm going to click on her and drag her in. Oops. Oh, I've got to go back to the trigger. Alright. Drag her in. So character, animate, play custom, and one of her other animations would have been Black Magic 1. We haven't really looked at that. Let's have a look what Black Magic 1 looks like. Okay, that's distinctive, so we'll use... Oh, that's cool, eh? Very good. And you know, a lot of this data, you can actually hook the fingers up when you're doing the bones and you get the fingers working as well. I haven't got that perfectionist yet. Black magic. So, and this is the key transition time. I'm going to whack that right up to 1. I'm going to say play once and clamp, pause until finish, and then when it continues, skip back to the beginning. So what should happen is you should stand there uploading, and then after 5 seconds blend into some black magic and then go back to uploading, although she won't blend in the last bit. But you know, let's just have a look and see if that actually works. And this is getting on for half an hour now, so if there's anyone actually watching this, I'll be amazed. And it's even worse for me because I've just used over an hour and a half probably, because it's the 3rd time I've recorded it. Before I spent 15 minutes talking about the auto generator or Autodesk generator and blah blah blah. Anyway, so at the end of her thing, we will hopefully see her. What is that? Oh look, that's the black magic already. And if you pause it for a second and I bring on this action list here, this is one of the best features of Adventure Creator. You can actually see that one's a little blue, that means that's what's happening. The pause game will go blue when it loops. Right, so now, well, she's not doing anything actually. So that kind of destroys my whole point. Well, what I'm going to do is just to demonstrate what I think, or even whatever, get rid of that, and I'm going to make it continue to another one where she goes into the I'll just go character, animate, pick the woman, and I'll just make her go into the applause again, and I'll put the transition time up. And then when we finish, we'll skip to that. So it'll wait, then it'll animate in the black magic, and then it'll go to applause, back to black magic, applause, back to black magic. And they both have a decent transition time. So that should, I hope, kind of cure the weird issue you get. This is all experimental, but even if it doesn't, there's a lot of useful information in using the online creator to get things through motionbuilder and into here. It's one of those pipelines that is actually quite desirable when you look at the polygon count and the quality. Alright, so let me pause this and bring in the action creator window. You can see at the moment that it's animating on black magic. And she will slowly transition into applause. There you go. I mean, didn't look that natural, but it didn't jump horribly, did it? She rotated properly, and now when she finishes applauding, she'll go into the black magic, and that shouldn't be a jump either. And this is a step forward. I don't really know wholly what I've achieved because I'm so tired and stuff, but this is huge. You know, I started off this morning desperate to be able to use something else to do it, and that's her doing the black magic. They transition nicely. So, using an FBX transition in Adventure Creator can get around the jitter, the jump. And after 29 minutes, that's probably it from me. I'll have a quick run around just in case there's anything's changed. Oh, half the world's off. I won't even do it. All I will say is good night.